Okay, let's talk about one of marketing's absolute favorite words. It's plastered everywhere to get us excited, to get us to click, to get us to buy. But what if I told you that this one little word might actually be a hidden psychological trap that makes us enjoy things less?
I mean, brands just love using the word surprise, don't they? You see it everywhere, from fast food to the biggest names in tech. It's a classic tactic.
They use it to signal something unpredictable, something exciting. Who wouldn't be curious about a surprise song popping up in their playlist?
And look, the goal here is pretty simple. They want to tap into our natural curiosity, that little desire for adventure. Clicking a surprise me button feels way more fun than just endlessly scrolling, right?
And you know what? For getting us to actually make a choice, to click play or add to cart, it works like a charm. It cuts right through all the noise. But that's only half the story. So this is where it gets really interesting. What happens after we've made the choice? Once we're actually watching that movie or eating that chocolate, does the surprise label actually make it better? Or does it do something completely different to our brains? Well, to figure that out, let's look at this really clever experiment from a 2024 study that uncovered a pretty shocking twist. So researchers set up this very simple taste test. They got two groups of students and gave them both a box of chocolates. Now, the key thing is the chocolates inside were exactly the same. The only, and I mean only difference, was the label on the outside of the box. And the results? Whoa, they were not what you'd expect. The people who got the box labeled surprise chocolates ate way less chocolate. We're talking almost half as much as the group with the plain old chocolates box. Now, you might be thinking, okay, maybe that was a fluke. But nope, the researchers did it again with other snacks, like yogurt-covered nuts, and they got the exact same result. That surprise label consistently made people stop consuming sooner. So what in the world is going on here? It all boils down to this fundamental conflict, a mismatch between what marketers think they're saying with the word surprise and what our brains are actually hearing. So here's the communication gap. When a marketer slaps surprise on something, they usually just mean it's uncertain, like you don't know exactly which movie or which flavor you're going to get. But for us, the consumer, we hear surprise and we expect something genuinely unexpected, something that's actually different from the norm. And this isn't just a guess. The data backs it up big time. In one study, a whopping 90.5% of people said that when they tried a surprise product in the real world, it was really just uncertain, not truly surprising or out of the ordinary. This whole situation creates what researchers call a label experience mismatch. Basically, our brain gets this puzzle it can't solve. It was promised something new and different, but the experience, whether it's a piece of chocolate or a movie, feels, well, pretty normal. And that mental conflict triggers this subtle, kind of negative feeling called tense arousal. Just think of it like a little low-grade anxiety alarm going off in the back of your mind. It's your brain's stop system kicking in, saying, hey, something isn't quite right here. Let's pull back. So let's just walk through it. We see the surprise label, and we form an expectation for something different. But then reality kicks in, and it's just ordinary. That mismatch creates that tense feeling. And to get rid of that feeling, we just stop. We're not quitting because the product is bad. We're quitting to escape the subtle anxiety from that broken promise. Okay, so that's the theory. But how do we know it's really correct? Well, this is where the researchers got super clever. They designed a couple more experiments to prove it by tackling the problem from two totally different angles. First, they tried to fix the mismatch itself. They had people look at a photo album of beaches. When the pictures were what you'd expect, beautiful sandy beaches, the surprise label made people look for a shorter time. But when they showed pictures of polluted beaches, something truly unexpected and jarring, poof, the negative effect was gone. This shows that when the experience actually is a surprise, the problem vanishes. Then, for their next trick, they came at it from the other direction. They tackled the feeling. They had one group watch a surprise slideshow, and sure enough, they stopped early. But for the second group, they played calming music during the exact same slideshow. And guess what? The music eased that tense arousal, and their viewing time went right back to normal. This proved it's that negative feeling that makes us want to quit. So, let's pull all this together. What does this actually mean for companies and for us? Well, it builds to a really clear and powerful takeaway. At the end of the day, that surprise label is a total double-edged sword. It is fantastic for getting our attention, for getting us in the door. but it might just make us leave the party early. For any business that relies on how long we stay engaged, think Netflix, Spotify, TikTok, this is a huge deal. And for us, it means we might be ditching a movie or a snack that we'd otherwise love, all because of this tiny, unresolved glitch in our brain. This whole thing gives us a brand new way to look at how marketing language can shape not just what we choose, but how we feel. So the next time a brand offers you a surprise, you might just pause and ask yourself, is this actually going to be unexpected, or is it just another mystery box?